Hello, hello. Welcome or welcome back. We're switching over to the DIY channel for this quick mirror frame flip. We had this mirror that was attached to a dresser, no longer used, just in the closet. I love the size of the mirror, but I did not love the finish on the outside. I took a screwdriver and it's not a screwdriver, that is a drill. I took a drill and basically took off that back panel to separate the mirror from the frame so that once it starts getting all painted up, I don't damage the mirror itself. I definitely could have used a screwdriver, but you gotta save the elbow grease where you can. Okay, so boom, this is the original surface, very clearly just like a laminate print. I wanted to lighten it up and I wanted to see some of the wood grain in it, so I used this liquid wood that I had been seeing just ads and ads and ads for. Took this as my sign to try it. First, I sanded the surface just so all the finish can come off, and when I use the liquid wood, it can actually bound to the surface. I got this sander back when I did the dresser flip, again, saving elbow grease when and where you can. Wiped it down with a rag and some acetone just to get all of the dust from sanding off. And then I applied the first coat of the liquid wood. I use the light wood color, but they also have a dark wood and I believe a white bleach. This is after the first coat, a little messy. And this is after the second coat. These are the wood grain tools that essentially make the replication of the wood, and honestly what really attracted me to this project in the first place. So on top of the second coat, there's a third coat, and then you take those wood grain tools and basically drag them through the paint to create this very wood-like base pattern before staining. I find this to be so cool and just really geek out at this stage of the process. Like, how can you replicate wood? That's incredible. I think that's just incredible, personally, in my humble opinion, okay? This is after it's fully dry, and I'm gonna use another Retique It product, their gel stain, to coat the top of the paint, top of the liquid wood, essentially. This first coat was ass. You can see all the liquid bubbles and things like that, so I went through and sanded it a little bit in those spots with the liquid bubbles. And I used this blow dryer to expedite the process. I read that heat helps the stain go in, and wiped it down, of course, and then I stained it again after that. The sides are brutal. Those drip marks, brutal. So I definitely had to go on the sides and fix them as well. I did go with hand sanding when I was making the corrections to where the bubbles were, just so that the power sander didn't take too much off and essentially put me back at step one again. And even before the second stain, you can already see how much the mirror frame is replicating wood. Super cool. Then I went with another coat of stain. This one went on a lot smoother than the first coat. You can still see a few of those air bubbles popping up, but not nearly as much. Also keep in mind that stain will get darker over time. So it is possible that my impatience got the best of me the first time. This is after it dried. I loved the honey color, just wood. It's giving wood, right? Wiped it down, and then I used this polyurethane clear finish on top of it. It dries within the hour or a couple hours, but if it's one thing I'm good at, it is stretching a project past the days it needs to be. So this is the next day, waited overnight, happy dance, we're done. I took it back inside and put that back panel back onto the frame with all the little screws. Since the mirror was previously attached to a dresser, I had to get some extra hardware to be able to put it on the wall. $3 max from Home Depot. I love doing projects like this because holding a drill just does something to me as a woman that I just cannot explain. But hardware on, hung the mirror up, she's looking good, cleaned her off, and that's that. One more time for the wood finish. We're gonna get a close-up at the end. Thanks for watching.